In today's video I will show you how to create such stylized textures that you see in modern games. This style is popular thanks to studios like Riot Games and Blizzard, and in this tutorial I will take you through my pipeline based on this simple 3D model. I got this wood sign from the studio and you can see it already has all the baked maps from high poly model. By the way, I recorded this tutorial on last week and I hope you will forgive me that I was a bit tired. First step of my pipeline is creating texture color base, and for this we need to jump straight to the Substance Painter. Let's go to the file, new, and create new project. I will select my 3D model and then I need to select all the baked maps that I got from high poly model. Then in texture set settings I need to select all of them once again: normal map, world space, ID and others. Then we need to bake this position map, which is crucial for creating gradients. Let's go to Bake Mesh Maps, click on this menu, and here we can easily bake this position. In Substance we can start working with smart materials and layers. If you want to create color base on your own, you need to play around with all these layers, generators and maps that we already have. For example, I will pick this general color, then I can add new layer with a light generator that will fake light. But on my work as a texture artist, I just want to create this result as fast as possible. That's why I will use this plugin called SimpleDiffuse. I already have it, I will just drag it to the layers. And just like you saw, it will create all the magic for me. I will get this result with all the right values for future Handpaint, lightning that goes from the top and gradient from the bottom. If we click on this diffuse menu, we can change the whole color of the sign. Not very saturated, not very dark, in between. For this wood it already has all the right colors. I will just go to the gradient. I think I will reduce this dark gradient from the bottom. I think this is too much. Yeah. I will also reduce curvature opacity to get rid of these tiny lines. Sometimes they are useful, but for the future Handpaint I don't need them. Let's copy this layer simply by pressing Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. I will add a black mask, only then I will add a color selection based on my ID map. Let's select this light wood part and I will simply change the color in SimpleDiffuse. By the way, look how nice we can control the occlusion. Let's copy this layer once again and now we will create metal. I made the mask and you can see how easily we can change the whole color. Let's pick something like dark blue. Actually, this result is amazing and I really like these red deep shadows that we have here, but for the game to make it look more logic we probably need to change it to blue. Let's change the shadows to colder color, just like this, and also the ambient occlusion. I'll pick blue like this, I will make it less saturated and we will get such result. I noticed that I have such tiny weird lines on my ID map, that's why I will just create paint mask. By pressing 4 we can mask by polygons. And these weird artifacts are gone. I created additional layer and we got this color base, and on this moment we are done with Substance Painter. We need to move on to more interesting part, which is painting stylized patterns exactly in 3D code. But first let me export this texture. Go to File, Export Textures. Here we can see our material, click on it. Then we need to select only base color, go to Global Settings, and here you can choose your path. Many people think that you can make everything in Substance, but this is actually not true. And you will see why by the end of the video, where I will paint all the patterns. I will leave the plugin link in my bio. Our next step will be texturing in 3D code. In terms of my work, this is the simplest program that I ever studied. I will drag this wood sign here, then we need to select first option. Here we can choose resolution, press OK. Now all we need is to press 2 to go to unlit mode. If you want to go back to shading you need to press 5, but this is not a 3D code tutorial, I will tell you only the basics. Let's go to textures and import our color base. And we are ready for painting. All you need is to create new layer here, then pick third brush, this is kind of universal one. You need to disable steady stroke and everything here except opacity. And here you can control the opacity itself. Here we have color palette where we can pick our colors. And of course to paint you need to have any tablet you want. Make sure to save your 3D code file right away. We can change the size of the brush with the square brackets or with a button on the pen. Notice that color base from Substance isn't perfect. It has some straight diagonal lines that doesn't look stylized or organic. I will press V to pick the color of the highlight that we have here. It's really tiny and many people won't even notice this. I will pick this color and I will turn all these straight boring lines to some interesting patterns. I think I will make it in real time for you right now. Let me paint a bit. I will add a bit of volume to these highlights with some shadows. So it took me under 1 minute, and what do we have now? Instead of such boring straight lines from the substance, we got such stylized patterns. We can also paint any kind of volume on top, for example damage like this. But keep in mind that we have normal bump and we don't want to break the texture with the color too much. So let's remove it here. But on this step it's important not to add any additional colors or gradients, because we already have everything from substance and we just need to work with these lines first. Turn these boring lines to some stylized shapes, just like this. Just like I painted this wood, I didn't add any additional colors. The majority of beginners, including myself, made this mistake. The design of the stylized patterns for every material is a huge topic, but now let's finish this process and I will move on to it. Let's dive deep into painting patterns. I will show you my approach. Notice that I am making a lot of short moves like this. I don't paint with one constant line. After I sketched these highlights, I can cut them with a neighbor color and with the shape of my brush. So I have this color right on the edge. I will pick the neighbor color and I will cut it just like this, with hard moves. This way I will get such stylized highlight. Same for this one, I will pick neighbor color and I will cut it like this, and on the other side, to create stylized round shape like this. If you think about wood, you probably imagine some patterns like this. They call it stylized patterns, but this is not what we want. Instead, we should keep in mind the first design rule: big, medium and small shapes. And the patterns of the wood need to work with the mood and the flow of the entire object. For example, we can create patterns like this. It looks more like a dark evil wood. And notice that here I have my medium shape, this one is big and this one is small, like an accent. Or the patterns could be round and kind, something like this. In this color base we already have information about wood patterns. Some of them are round and go along the surface. So with my painting I just need to add more volume and to indicate all these shapes more. And this is a simple example how I can make it. Let's pick this color for the highlight. Okay, I went a bit too far with this pattern, you can see the difference here, and by the way, it totally fits the normal map. Here I just added the volume. You should treat these highlights as a separate shapes, but at the same time, it's a tool to create more volume. We can create any kind of volume simply by painting light and shadow. I will give you an example on this small part. If I pick this color, I will make it brighter, a bit warmer, less saturated, and I will just paint highlights. Or light, you can call whatever you want. I will paint it here on the top, on this corner. Then I will pick shadow color and I will indicate such small cast shadow. And you can see how this small pattern adds more volume. At the same time, if you have any detail, scratch, corner on your model, they should work with the highlights. Another example here, this tiny line is our highlight. I will pick it and I will paint it to indicate the corner. And you can see how it goes. That's why you don't need to paint any random curves on your wood like this, because they don't have any design and they don't have volume. And here I created another big shape that breaks the whole surface. It's important that you paint with subtle values and don't over detail your wood. Think about bigger patterns just like this. Of course, sometimes I can zoom more and I can really define all these tiny lines, because I want great result for the portfolio. But usually for video games, such utilization is fine. Okay, I already like these wood patterns, and let me show you how can I quickly add ambient occlusion. We just need to press Ctrl P to move to the Photoshop. Here I use a regular soft brush, nothing special, and maybe I can clear some dirtiness just like this. Also, sometimes painting from the top on UVs is more comfortable. In Photoshop I can pick polygonal lasso to make a selection like this for this big pattern. Only then I will pick this dark color. For my future ambient occlusion I will make it a bit saturated. And notice how slightly I will paint the ambient occlusion. Just like this, and we're done. Let's press Ctrl S to see the result. I think I will even create a separate layer and paint it bigger, just so you can see it. I forgot to mention that from Photoshop we just need to press Ctrl S to save our result automatically to 3D code with all the layers. And you can see how good this soft gradient looks right from the Photoshop. Don't expect painting such patterns right away, because it requires you a lot of knowledge and practice. If you want to get access to a big library of private tutorials that I recorded about art fundamentals, my techniques, you can message me on Instagram. Of course, this step is the hardest and it actually shows how good your texture will be. I will continue painting and I will come back with the result right now.
One day later.
Good morning, we will move on to the next step, which is adding gradients. As you can see, I have my texture with all the details. The patterns have changed compared to color base. I added them everywhere, even in the shadows here. Now we need to add more gradients with Photoshop. Let's press Ctrl P. Without any useless information, I will show you right away how do I add gradients. First of all, select polygonal lasso tool, and then we need to make a selection for every object with different material. When I made this selection, I need to pick big regular soft brush. Then I'm picking color for my future ambient occlusion. Usually when two objects are colliding together, it creates some parts where light just can't reach. And that's why we will create such soft ambient occlusion. I will pick this really saturated, almost red color, so between red and orange, and I will just draw it like this with big soft brush. I will press Ctrl S, and we will see our result here. I think you can see the difference. I don't like them on this part because I think it's too strong. I will just press E for eraser and I will remove it in 3D code. Let's press Ctrl P once again and I will show you another way how to add gradients. We can also add light gradients, for example on this side of the metal. I will pick this color, make it way brighter, warmer of course, because the general color is blue. I will take something like this and I will just slightly tap on it. Let's press Ctrl S and see the result. The result is very slight, we can barely see this. I can even separate some parts on the wood just like this, with slight gradients. Yeah, now it looks a bit better. And the lasso makes everything sharper. Same for these parts, but I will just paint them on top with a soft brush because I'm lazy. This one is another example. Let's create such a big gradient. So pick this color, make it way brighter, and I will tap slightly with a soft brush to create a big soft gradient. If we press Ctrl S, you will see the difference. I mean, now it looks more like a finished result. Later I just want to blend more colors in this texture like green and red, but I like to blend green on the wood every time. To be honest, this final process is the most beautiful because you can see the final result and you just improve your texture with really small steps like adding new colors. Let's press Ctrl S. And I think we're done with this texture. It seems like I explained it pretty easily, but to be honest, there is years and hours of practice behind this. Anyways, I think if you personally have a decision to work hard on it, to listen all the harsh feedback, you will improve really fast. The hardest part of course is painting these patterns and highlights. I think if you have all the correct information, you can listen to the hard feedback and get the result like this from the substance, you can make it in a few months. Even in our studio we have examples where people improved dramatically in under 2 months. As I said, harsh feedback is a key, guys. If you want to learn more, check the links in video description. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this process and what tutorial should I record next.